We are set, ready to rock for this Madden Ultimate Team matchup, and these guys on your screen ready to rock as well. Some of the stars of today's game, and speaking of the game, let's get right to it. Ready for football now on a sunny Florida afternoon. And here we go. The Super Bowl of Madden Ultimate Team is underway. On the return, here's the dangerous Cordero Patterson. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. They go play action here on first down. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And no, incomplete. Boy, they took a shot there on the first play, tried to start it out with a bang. But it's second down. And on 2nd and 10 now. Defense showing blitz. Now it's the Boise State alum, Jay Ajayi. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. And the offense there, the O-line, everybody really on offense, they were just manhandled at the point of attack.
Yeah, you could pretty much call them all out, couldn't you? Almost by name, right? That was a very tough sequence for the offensive line. But how about that defensive front, creating a new line of scrimmage and creating a lost yardage possibility? One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had to fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
And now we get a peek at some of the top players here for this Madden Ultimate Team matchup. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis ready to go in the booth. We hope you're ready to go at the controls. Let's play. Justin Tucker set to boom this one away. And here we go. The Super Bowl of Madden Ultimate Team is underway. On the return, it's Niall Davis. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. This is Derrick Henry, and he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. They'll run it again with Henry. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
They'll try and run with their fullback. And able to use his blockers to get this up over the 40. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
I love the modern game, but that was a throwback right there to see the big man with football, running, knocking people aside, and picking up yardage. That takes me back to the 60s, the 70s, when fullbacks ruled the earth.
On 2nd down, here's Henry. And some room to maneuver. And he's going to be out of bounds, but able to take it inside the 40-yard line. A good pickup there, a 22.
Outside handoff to the right side. If you're a running back, you love getting the ball early so you have vision to see what's happening in front of you.
Right tackle likes that call. Big play for him, but don't forget about the guys you always tell me on the backside sealing off.
When they talk about cutoff blocks, making sure no one can leak from the backside that can run a play down.
Yeah, nobody leaked. Big play. Rush coming, and he's taken down. The safety blitz turns out to be a great call defensively as they sack him for a loss of 9. And their inaugural sack of the game coming from an unlikely source.
You mean it wasn't a linebacker? It wasn't a defensive end?
It was somebody like you.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that's a surprise for the offense. That's not what they normally get when they think about pressure.
Second down, Mariota. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
So it's 3rd and long, and defensively not a real surprise there in the dime. 3rd and long here for Mariota. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Julian Edelman, the intended receiver, and that brings up 4th down.
3rd down is the down. Both sides know they absolutely have to win. And the name of the game for the defense is pressure on the quarterback. But pressure on the quarterback with contact, that's how you end up winning it.
And it appears they'll go for it here on 4th down. A big call on the game's opening drive. Mariota to throw for it on 4th. He's going to look deep for Edelman. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Malcolm Jenkins. And the return will stop right around the 25. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
They run. It's Foster. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
They'll send the tight end Bennett in motion. They go play action with Wilson. And complete on the right side to Bennett. Call it a gain of 5, and that'll make it 3rd down.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap, to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down. And in their own territory, needing only a few inches, they're going to line up to go for this thing on 4th down. They'll indeed go for it with Wilson. And he's got Bennett. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin hits the Seahawks with a football to begin quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a first down. They'll run it now out of the gun. They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. Second down, they need less than a yard to pick up the first. They'll need to get the play off quickly. From midfield now, here's Wilson. On the move to his left. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Olivier Vernon able to get in there and drop him for a 2-yard loss. They go play action now. Wilson. Flush to his right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Michael Kendricks in there to drop him, and back-to-back sacks now bring up 4th and long. And now a whistle and a timeout called by the kicking team. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Wilson and the offense not coming off the field. They're going for it on 4th. Here we go on 4th with Wilson. And this is incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Dolphins get the football in great field position. So now here come the Dolphins. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. Mariota to throw it. And left side here, it's Graham. 5 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 3rd down.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
He dumps it off for Henry. A gain of 13 and also a first down.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. Time to step aside. We'll come back to Miami after this. 7 yards to go on 2nd down. Now a first carry for LeGarrette Blount. He'll pick up only a yard there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 7.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. And now the Seahawks are going to call another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And now they're going to go for it. This isn't 4th and inches. This is 4th and 14. 1 receiver left, 2 to the right. Mariota to throw for it on 4th. Trying to squeeze it into Edelman, and it's intercepted. It's the former Patriot Devin McCourty. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Seattle now ready to... Charles and I set for this Madden Ultimate Team matchup as we get a peek some of the stars in today's game. Well, will they be stars? Will you be a star? We'll find out. Let's play. Justin Tucker set to boom this one away. And here we go. The Super Bowl of Madden Ultimate Team is underway. On the return, it's Ted Ginn Jr. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. Throwing now is Rodgers. This one caught. Jordan Cameron. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
All right, partner, despite my eating habits, I'm not big enough to play offensive tackle, nor am I quick enough. But with the defensive ends nowadays and their speed, those guys have to be able to punch and dance, and it's a tough, tough job to contain them. It seemed like the situation was 2nd and a mile to go for a 1st down, which screams what? Throw the football. You got to pass in order to try and pick up that kind of yardage. But in this case, they ran a tendency breaker because the tendency is for defenses to be out there and be set up for a pass. So you break tendency and actually run the football. That changes everything because if you're able to find a crease, you often have bigger guys working against smaller guys downfield. They picked up excellent yardage there to bring up a 3rd down.
They do go for it. It's Rodgers. Finds his target. It's Gates. And he's got the 1st down before being taken down at the 46.
Do you get the sense, Brandon, that people are trying to retire Antonio Gates? They keep thinking this is almost the end of the line, and then he keeps making catches like the one we just saw there.
He's the old reliable, you're right, just one of 9 players in the NFL with 100 or more touchdowns. Incomplete. Golden Tate, his intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down.
After that throw, and it was definitely one that he would love to have back, I wonder what's going through his head. I wonder what kind of mind game he's playing with himself to get himself back on track. Because a lot of guys, that's what they do. They have little triggers that when the mechanics are off or if they make a bad throw, that they go to that place to get themselves back in sync. It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's sensed being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Then Tate's got it. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25.
Well, the advantage has certainly shifted to the defense as we began that third down play, and they found a way to foil it and pick up a first down.
Third time's a charm, right? 2 incompletions. Had to have it on third, and they got it.
Yeah, they stuck with it, weren't daunted at all, and picked it up.
And that'll be incomplete. His tight end, Jordan Cameron, the intended target. And it's second down. And the D looking like they may blitz. Play action. Now it's Rodgers. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
On play action, Rodgers. That is caught at the 7. And he gets the first down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And this seemingly endless drive continues. On play action, it's Rodgers. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
Can this defense get the stop on the opening drive? Here's third and goal. Throwing is Rodgers. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
So a 15-play drive. Can't believe that only resulted in 3, but it did.
That is somewhat amazing, isn't it? When you hold the ball that long, run offense that well, yet only put 3 points on the board, it has to be a little bit of a disappointment, doesn't it?
Has to. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. A run for the 4-time 1,000-yard man, Arian Foster. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play. I'm wondering if the same thing went through your mind as mine. When I see a big man like that make a catch, all I keep thinking to myself is, big man with football. Look out, everyone. He may not juke you a whole lot, right? He may not run past you because of his size. You're talking about a guy weighing in the 270 range. But, boy, once he gets his mitts on the ball, he's going to be tough to bring down.
Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin hits the Seahawks with a football to begin quarter number 2. They've got it 2nd and 10 to start things out. They'll run it now out of the gun. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. Pretty good running there, 9 yards. Sets up a 3rd and 1. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
The 12 yards that time and picking up the first.
That was a big conversion there on 3rd down, and I remember playing, and all the time on the sidelines, you hear a coach calling for the punt team to get ready on third down because he can't call for it on fourth down. It's too late getting on the field. So a lot of times you're lining up, and the offense can see you lining up. Occasionally it serves as motivation for them. I'm not letting these guys back out here. I want to keep the ball in offense, and that's exactly what they did.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. Foster on second down. And an alley to run. Past the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Arian Foster, 41 yards. Justin Tucker for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And the Dolphins getting set to go here. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happened.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Jordan Cameron, 75 yards. And the Dolphins are once again going to retake the lead. And that is how you retaliate after getting scored on one play, big pass downfield, and you hit the end zone.
Almost feels like two boxers just throwing haymakers at each other, doesn't it? One connects with a big one, the other comes right back. Okay, I'll show you. And they attacked right back on the first play of the drive and hit them big.
Set to return. This is Brandon Cooks. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard.
Well, throw on first down with Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. So a minute 56 to play in this first half. Back to CenturyLink Field after this. Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10. Thomas, the lone receiver, left. 2nd and 10. It's Wilson again. And complete on the right side to Bennett. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. It's a gain of 9 yards. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 1.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. And they're going to speed things up here.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route.
The ball comes out, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same.
And I have to admit, partner, that I've often thought that I don't like this rule. where the offensive player fumbles the ball, goes out of bounds, and they get to keep it.
That's just because you're a defensive guy. That's why you don't like it.
Yeah, you're right. It is a slanted view, isn't it?
But this is where, for the offensive team, the sideline is their friend. Usually it's not their friend.
Yeah, exactly right. I actually played for a guy in college. You know what he used to name the sideline? Sammy. Sammy sideline, and use him well.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. And this is going to be hauled in. Oh, what a catch at the 10. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Dante Moncrief, 26 yards. And the Seahawks have once again taken the lead. And the lead is up to 5. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
And caught by Cameron right side. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
And ready for 3rd and 6. Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half.
The defensive coordinator came into this game with a plan to get to the quarterback with whatever type of pressure is necessary. It's working to perfection for him today.
They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. Here's Rodgers, and he's got him. It's the tight end, Cameron. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. On 1st down, Rodgers. Screen pass to Blunt. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. 2nd down and a little ways to go here. 2nd and 13. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. Finding time. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. Looking for Tate, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Malcolm Jenkins. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. They come up in an offset eye. The drive will start with Arian Foster. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Now Wilson on 1st down. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left.
I remember growing up playing basketball, My coach has always talked about communicating on defense, making sure you talk on defense, know where your screens are, know where the cuts are coming from, who has who. Well, guess what? It's the same thing in football. Even though there's more noise out there, you can hear all the screams of screen, screen. This defense, the bench, everyone let them know what the play was, and that's why they're able to react and knock the ball away.
So we've come to halftime in a 5-point game. As we send you across the country to Orlando, standing by there, Larry Ridley with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Larry? Now the return comes from Dexter McCluster. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Foster alone in the backfield. Now a play fake here on first down. They'll roll him out right. Over to the right side, caught by Moncrief. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Partner, I think there's a lesson there. Some days you're just having a really tough time, and for the defense, today has been that day. But after that play, what do you learn? You can still make plays even when the other guy's having success against you.
And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of a yard. Charles and I settled here in the booth. This should be a fun one. Madden Ultimate Team matchup as you get a look at some of the stars here of today's game. Let's get right to it. Justin Tucker set to boom this one away. And here we go. The Super Bowl of Madden Ultimate Team is underway. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And last year that would have been a net gain of 5 on the return. This year he stopped where he would have been if he had taken a knee. And that's at the 25. Yeldon, the lone running back. Throwing now is Rodgers. And the tight end Olsen, right side. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Second down now after the pass completion.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about.
Trying to force it to Allen, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Malcolm Jenkins. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Now the former rushing champ. This is Arian Foster. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. Now Wilson on second down. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. Look at this. Middle of the field. A breakaway. And this is going to be brought back for a fumble return touchdown by the Cowboys. They give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz. They dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice to such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. They'll start on the ground with Foster. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second.
You have to love and admire the effort because he almost broke free in the backfield, but you also have to love and admire what the defense did. Swarmed the play and made sure he couldn't get anywhere. A loss of yardage.
Throwing is Wilson. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you're doing a big way, and what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. And this ball is going to be touched down just shy of midfield. Here's the Dallas offense now, heading back out onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Second down to the offense, needing 5 yards. On the ground, this is T.J. Yeldon, and he'll be brought down at about the 42. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves him with a 3rd and 3.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
And the 3rd down pass falls incomplete. Keenan Allen, the intended receiver, and it's now 4th and 3.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this 3rd down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
319, 626.
Rodgers to throw for it on 4th. And it is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football. The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off.
All right, I've got to be careful here, all right? He's on the plus side of 30. There may be a little gray in the beard, but that's not slowing down his speed as far as he's concerned.
What are you saying? I'm on the plus side of 30.
Well, if you're on the plus side of 30, you don't know what I'm on the plus side of. All I know is that run right there let us know there's still some life in those legs.
Absolutely. Still got a lot of life left in those legs. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. They go play action here on first down. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Well, there was pressure all around him, so the only play was to try and get out of there. I think it was an excellent effort by him just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
10 yards still left on second down. Foster alone in the backfield. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He'll get 4 yards on the carry there, and we will get to the end of the first quarter of play.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Play action. Now Wilson rolling to his right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Ryan Kerrigan in there to pick up his second sack now of the afternoon. So out now is the Seattle field goal team. And quite a bit of pizza in this box. It's a 53-yard attempt. And that one will be no good. He never had it on line. It's well wide to the left. And this score will stay right where it is. So an empty possession there. What do you think went wrong, Charles?
Well, it looked like maybe the plant leg might have given way just a little. And when that happens, guys have a tendency to pull through the ball to compensate. And in doing so, sent this one off target.
Cutback, left sideline. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
T.J. Yeldon's not afraid to drop a shoulder or run through some tackles, is he?
Not at all. I learned it in his high school days in Alabama. Then, of course, stayed in state to play at Alabama. He could do that there.
And what I think is best about him, and when he's really on top of his game, when he's a little bit lighter, a little bit quicker. I think he's strong enough. He's compact enough to break those tackles. But I think he's at his best at a shiftier weight.
And some options here for the offense on 2nd and 2. Now Rodgers throwing on 2nd down. This one complete to Jordan Reed. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because
Yeldon fighting. He lost the football. But I believe a Cowboy was there to get it. He was, and Dallas will maintain possession.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. That'll be a gain of 15 yards. And that is going to set up a 3rd and 1. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to Arlington right after this timeout. Rodgers now to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. Keenan Allen, the intended target, and it's 4th down. And the Cowboys will call on Dan Bailey here. From the right hash, it's a 41-yard attempt.
Really good, smart play by the defense, understanding 3rd and short, guarding the first down sticks, and being able to make a play on the football and bat it down.
So it's a 7-play drive, but it stalls out in the end.
Let's credit the defensive front 7. They were a little leaky at the start of the drive, but they stiffened toward the end.
Fielded about a yard deep. And last year that would have been a net gain of 5 on the return. This year he stopped where he would have been if he had taken a knee, and that's at the 25. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. Last time out they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
On second down, here's Wilson. Flushed out right. Looking for Moncrief, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the all-pro corner, Josh Norman. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Now it's Rodgers. Trying to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. And some space here. A great read, and it's picked off. And a great return as he takes us up just shy of the 45. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
After the interception, here's Wilson. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. And quickly, they get to the line.
It is hard in zone coverage to stop a curl route because when they see it, they just try and find the open spot and sit down.
Yeah, we always talk about finding the soft spot in the zone. What's the key to doing that? How do you do it?
You have to read what the coverage is. Is it 2 deep? Is it 3 deep? Because then you know where the linebacker...
Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from it. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And over the middle to the tight end, Bennett. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. Now, let's see. Yeah, the offense still out there. They elect to go on 4th and 11. Here we go on 4th with Wilson. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And likely just out of field goal range. Could be Hail Mary time.
And haven't we seen in recent years that the Hail Mary seems to be more successful in the NFL than before?
Absolutely we have. A final shot before half for Rodgers. He's going to sling this, and Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Malcolm Jenkins. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 yards with a new rule as he's taken down right at the 20-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. They'll go again with Foster. Cuts it out to the sideline. And he's brought down after a good gain. A good pickup there at 22.
I know that play went to the left side, and that's what it was designed to do, an outside handoff there. But how about the whole offensive line being involved? Seal the left side where the play was going, what they call play side. But how about on the back side? Just taking care of business to make sure no one can get there and disrupt it.
Is the biggest key the left tackle?
Without a doubt. Control that edge. Get out there. You want that left tackle. If you bring your tight end over there, Either way, control the edge of the line of scrimmage, you got a chance to rumble.
So 2nd and 10 here. One receiver left, 2 to the right. 2nd and 10 now, Wilson. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd down. Still in search of the 1st down after that last completion.
3rd and 5, so they bring in an extra defensive back.
Expecting pass. Now it's Wilson. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Muhammad Wilkerson in there to record another sack. Their 6th of the afternoon. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. They'll indeed go for it with Wilson. He finds Quick. And he eventually goes down, but not before reaching the 30-yard line. I don't know if I agree with that. I guess they don't care if I agree with that. But, boy, you have to be surprised by that, right?
I definitely was surprised that they decided to go for it in this situation. But they must have either felt like they either had a great play call on or they're trying to show extreme confidence.
And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. Give him 8 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on 1st down for them. Brings up a nice 2nd down for them.
Only a yard on the pickup, so from a good situation on 2nd and 2, it's now 3rd and 1.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Now Wilson, and he's got Moncrief. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Dante Moncrief from 21 yards away. And the Seahawks able to make this a close game again. And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the 2nd half. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4's kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw forward.
No, what's in it?
T.J. Yeldon. He cuts out left sideline. A little room now. Touchdown, Cowboys. T.J. Yeldon, 77 yards. And the Cowboys will add on to their lead. Well called, well blocked, and then he just made a great play. That was an athlete going a long way.
Yeah, how about the suddenness, too, of just getting there and taking off and going? For the defensive guys, plays like that really hurt.
The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they've got something going, and they feel like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching if you're the offense, or are you just focused on this drive?
We wouldn't be telling the truth if we said that they didn't scoreboard watch. Everyone does it to some extent, but you've got to set it aside right now and just focus on this series. That'll take care of the scoreboard if they punch it into the end zone.
A first down carry for Foster. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. And they're going to hurry back to the line now.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the...
A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the all-pro corner, Josh Norman. And the return stops just a little bit shy of midfield at the 48-yard line. Now the Cowboys offense heads back onto the field. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. They come out here in the eye. They go play action here on 1st down. Going for the deep. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Super Bowl 49 hero Malcolm Butler. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. And tough starting field position here. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Now we've got whistles and movement up front. I think this is against Seattle. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Now Wilson down around his goal line. And over the middle to the tight end, Bennett. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. Give him 14 on the play. And it'll be 2nd and about a yard to go for the 1st. Now it's Wilson. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. Demaryius Thomas, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd and short.
He's got to be kicking himself right there. His team's already picked off 2 passes. That would have been the 3rd in the game. And, boy, they've really played well attacking the football.
They'll come out in the pistol. They'll run the option left. He can run for it, and he will. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Here we go. It's Wilson on 4th down. And that is incomplete. Pete Carroll rolled the dice, but it didn't work out. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. Really nice starting field position here for the offensive unit. And the play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off. After the penalty, it's Yeldon. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. They get 1 yard back there to make it 2nd and 14. And in this situation with the lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take.
And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. And this is complete. It's Allen. And he gets the 1st down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6. And this will probably be the last play they can squeeze in here before the 2-minute warning.
Defense always has to be careful in this situation. A lot of teams like to take a shot.
Now T.J. Yeldon. And now the Seahawks are going to call another timeout. That's going to be their 2nd. They'll be left with 1 more plus the 2-minute warning. And we'll be back. 2nd down, the ball on the 2 here, 2nd and goal. They'll run with Yeldon. And I think they stopped him again. They did at the 1 yard line. Stonewalled on second down. Now let's see what they can do on 3rd and goal from the 2. Rodgers looking to throw on 3rd. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. Jordan Reed, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Cowboys will extend their lead. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. Now a hit and a loose football. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And they're already in the red zone. The 18-yard line is where they take over. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. A first down carry now for Yeldon. And he'll take this one down near the 15. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. 1st level defensive line, 2nd level linebackers, 3rd level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a 1st level run, and it was stopped by a 2nd level player.
Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave them with a 3rd and about 5. Here comes the D swarming to the line.
The offense is in total control right now. And while they don't want to be in anything close to a hurry-up, they want to make sure they do things with discipline now. Get to the line of scrimmage, line up correctly, take time off the clock, snap the ball late in the play clock, and run the game out.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. They'll go with a big back, Yeldon. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Now it's Wilson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Demaryius Thomas, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, the pressure, the hits, the sacks have been coming at him all game long. I'm frankly surprised that they haven't found a solution yet to create more time for him to throw it or maybe change what they do on offense.
And that's one of the biggest differences in this game and why they're losing right now. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. Brian Quick, the intended target, and it's 3rd down. And we're hitting the end of this one, and it looks to probably be the final play.
You got to give some credit. They're able to hop up in the air and bat that one away. And that's frustrating for an offensive lineman because the only recourse is when he goes in the air to try and give him some type of a pop or a shove, hoping to bring his arms down.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is dropped and incomplete. Well, there's a metaphor for how this one is gone. This time. Brandon Gaud and Charles Davis ready for this Madden Ultimate Team matchup as you get a peek at some of the big players in today's game, and you're a big player in today's game as well. Let's get the party started. Justin Tucker set to boom this one away. And here we go. The Super Bowl of Madden Ultimate Team is underway. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. First down throw for Winston. Well, he's going to take a shot right away. And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Cordero Patterson, 76 yards. And the Chiefs are going to take a first-quarter lead. And he puts it through. Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And he will take it back only to about the 13-yard line here. They pitch out to Foster. And he's going to be stopped here on this first play as he gets it to the line of scrimmage and no more. A couple of Chiefs there to bring him down. He couldn't get the edge there. Wasn't sealed, so maybe not all on the guy running the football all the time on those tosses and the pitches that go to the outside. No, not at all. I would agree with that totally because sometimes the defensive guys, they win the edge battle. And when they do that, there's no place for the running back to go, and especially for offensive linemen trying to get out ahead. With their footwork and speed, it was negligible on that play. No gain at all for the offense. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage. They'll run it now out of the gun. And a nice run past the 30-yard line there. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done. Wilson now off the bootleg. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. In today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move them all over the place to try and find good matchups. And they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass. Third down and 3. They go play action with Wilson. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. And whistle blown. A timeout here is taken, and it's taken by the kicking team. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Now, the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. They'll send the tight end Bennett in motion. They'll indeed go for it with Wilson. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. 12 yards is the pickup there. And they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good 1st down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on 1st down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
2nd down following the run. On 2nd down, Wilson. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
After watching him drop that slant, I can hear my old coach's voice ringing in my ears right now. You can't run with the ball until you catch it. Trying to get those rack yards before he secured it.
And an extra DB here for the Chiefs on 3rd down.
Pass situation.
Here's Wilson. He's going to air one out. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
Easy. Let's go.
Here we go on 4th with Wilson. Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Antonio Cromartie. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, we'll see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Super Bowl 49 hero Malcolm Butler. And Seattle now ready to march onto the field.
Let's face it, we're all going to remember Malcolm Butler from the Super Bowl, the interception that reverberates, the one that denied Seattle back-to-back Super Bowl titles. But he's become a very talented, good player in the league. He's not going to just be remembered for one play.
And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. It's Antonio Cromartie that was in on the tackle.
And that's exactly what you want on a 1st down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Play action. Now Wilson. And this one complete to Martellus Bennett. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
They go play action here on 1st down. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field, it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. He only got a couple on that one, so not a ton of help. They'll have a 3rd and 8 forthcoming.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
A nickel back added defensively as they look to stop this 3rd and 8. There's Wilson to throw. And that is incomplete. And that was incomplete, but I don't know how much of that falls on the quarterback. He was pressured.
Brandon, the rush showed up so fast, the quarterback had no chance to get the ball downfield.
So here we go. The offense is going to stay out there. They're going for it on 4th and 8. They'll try and throw for it here. Flush to his right. He may try and run for this. It'll be a gain of 18 on the play. And on fourth down, they're able to convert and move the sticks.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Now Wilson. Throw complete right side to Cooks. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and it'll make it a second down.
14, run it.
On second down, here's Wilson. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
As tight ends go, he might not provide the super flashy plays very often, but he's pretty reliable. Usually an excellent target and normally catches what's thrown to him, but he didn't on that play.
On third down, Wilson. A bullet throw, but incomplete. The new acquisition, Martellus Bennett, the intended target. Now fourth down. So they're going to come to the line here, and it appears trying to go for it on fourth. Thomas, the lone receiver, left. They'll send the tight end Bennett in motion.
Check 50.
They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. And complete on the right side to Bennett. The Seahawks go for it but can't convert. And this 10-play drive winds up yielding nothing. Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player. You threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
Now Jameis on second down. Looking deep downfield. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, third down. So a second down incompletion now brings up third down. The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. Off the play fake, Winston. He's going to let it go again. And a shot taken on third down, unsuccessful. Fourth down now.
Fans do love the long ball, don't they? And he already found his guy once. Tried to give him another chance there, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Couldn't connect, but as you alluded to, he does have that touchdown from earlier, trying to keep him in the rhythm. On fourth down, they do snap it to Winston. And the pressure gets there, and Winston goes down. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy to second guess when you don't get it on a fourth down try. But they had to like the feeling that they had going on offense. They want to continue to see if they can capture that again on this drive and maybe get in the same position.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, like I said, they were moving the football. It's not like they went 4 and out, so I don't think it's a deal where the offense doesn't have confidence.
No, I agree with you totally on that one. If anything,
he's got time in the pocket. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And they went for a big play through the air on second down. Couldn't connect. Now it's third.
Tremendous field position there and a perfect time to do exactly what they did. Take a shot at the end zone. And they went for the big play, just unable to complete it.
So third and 15 and an extra defensive back in the game now.
Flooding the passing lanes.
Eluding the pressure right. Looking again for Thomas. This time complete. 1:58 to go in this first half of play. Back to CenturyLink Field after this. Now Justin Tucker's out to try the field goal. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
Yeah, as an offensive coordinator, if you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work. But in his defense, this has been a stifling defense so far. So they've got to start finding a way to unlock them as this game goes on.
This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. Out now the Chiefs offensive unit ready to do battle again. And on that last drive, went for it on fourth, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we can give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end. The name of the game is always on defense, put pressure on the quarterback, and that's exactly what they've done today. It looks like they've got him a little bit rattled. That would have been the second interception in the first half.
On third down, Winston to the right side, and he's got Landry complete. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. And now they're in the hurry-up. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Again, it's Winston. Looking for Landry. He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. I don't know who all is to blame there, but I love seeing pick sixes.
Nothing like seeing someone pluck it out of the air and go the other way and see people try to change directions. Hard to do.
And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And now here comes Kansas City. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
And a pretty little juke move there on a nice game.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
Throwing left side, it's complete. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
Really good job by the offense there. Every second counts right now. So for them to get out of bounds and save some time, that's a nice move.
And now a first down following that long gain. So the D-line's going to spread out. On 1st and 10, Winston. And this one caught by Travis Kelce. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. Final play of the half here, Winston. And it's complete to Antonio Gates. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we will send you eastward to Orlando and Larry Ridley. He's standing by with our EA Sports halftime report. Take it away, Larry. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action action here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
Foster alone in the backfield. They'll run the end around with Moncrief. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
As a defender, you're eager to be involved in every play. So when the action goes away from you, a lot of times you run after the ball. But in this case, what a terrific job by the defender staying home and taking care of his responsibilities.
He can run for it, and he will. And he's got the first down as he's up to the 45-yard line.
Now that definitely hurts, because the mindset is getting a 3-and-out there, and they don't get it done. They give up the scramble and a pickup for a first down.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. On first down, Wilson. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides, where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
They send Thomas out to the right by himself. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's 3rd down.
Well, he did almost everything right. Excellent coverage, breaks on the football, just unable to haul it in and take it the other way. So he dropped an interception. The key for him now, don't dwell on it. Just move on to the next play.
On 3rd down, Wilson. Over the middle, it's Thomas. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on 4th down. They'll come out in the pistol. They'll indeed go for it with Wilson. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he's brought down after a good gain. 22 yards on the pickup there. And they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down. Again, we'll see the pistol here. A give left side, Foster. They find some open field here. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
In my book, that's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the 3rd quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the second half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with a lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try and catch you.
And he's brought down. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal. So there on that play, offensively, they were in the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage. So as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other coverage guys and let him know that that receiver's crossing from your zone to the next zone. He's coming your way. Make sure you have him. And then when the ball is actually thrown, secure the tackle. When they're moving on crossing routes, if you miss a tackle, it usually results in a big play.
Now they'll bring one of their tight ends in motion right. The play clock's running down. They'll try again down here with Foster. And give him 2 yards officially, and now it'll be 3rd and goal.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. They're knocking on the door as they come to the line here on 3rd and goal from the 1. Now a run with a fullback Johnson. No gain on the play, and what to do now on 4th and goal. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. Past the 10 to the 11-yard line, and that's where the return stops. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. Hill, the lone setback. Jameis to throw it. Cordero Patterson, the one he was hoping to get it to. And now it's 2nd down.
Well, that plays a statistic that's going to go on the defensive team stat sheet. Won't necessarily reflect in ours, right, the overall game sheet. But you and I know that they keep count on pressures, hits on quarterbacks, all those things, hoping to increase that throughout the game. And here we are in the 4th quarter, and they got a big one.
Yeah, it's such a close game, a very big one.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
Here's Winston. And this is caught. He hits Landry. And he's brought down after a good gain. And they convert on 3rd with a gain of 22. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot and then connected there and picked up a 1st down.
Time starting to run out here in the 4th. This defense just trying to keep the offense off the board and preserve this potential victory. They go play action. Winston. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 23 yards on the play.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. Now a 1st down carry. It's Hill. And he'll get it down inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. Kelsey out in the slot right. Shift together here from the D-line. Back to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Cordero Patterson, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Chiefs have taken the lead here in the 4th. And it would appear they're going to get out of here with a come-from-behind victory. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Here's Cooks on the return. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And out now come the Seahawks. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about Hey, we've got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you've got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up.
Oftentimes when you're not winning at the point of attack for an offensive line, maybe they're getting out physical, spread things out a little bit, make it more of a one-on-one blocking scheme. Then you don't have to win it physically. You just have to win it by position. That may open things up for your running backs.
And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. And now here comes Kansas City. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. They stick on the ground on first down with Hill. And he's going to take... And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. See if they stay on the ground for second down. Kelsey out in the slot right. On second down, Hill. Only a gain of a yard, but... And now the Seahawks are going to call another timeout. That'll be their second, so one more chance to stop the clock here. And we'll be back. They'll run it now out of the gun. He can't bring him down. Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. It'll be their third and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. Now it's 2nd and 7. They'll run it now out of the gun. Ooh, with a juke. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it.
And that touchdown should make you feel comfortable. But do you really feel like it's totally over yet?
Not totally, but I think you're pretty much there.
Yeah, you've still got to make sure you stay with it, do all the right things down the stretch, especially on defense. But that touchdown there, you've got to feel good about your chances.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they'll be backed up a bit to start as he's out of bounds at the 16. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. Obviously a tough spot here. They need a lot of luck to win this game, but still a small chance.
They've got to make sure they get the ball to the sidelines, get out of bounds, preserve clock.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And complete on the right side to Bennett. 23 yards on the play.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
Yeah, interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. Fresh set of downs here. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. On first down, Wilson. And caught. This has been at the tight end. 11 yards on the pickup, and the Seahawks are going to have a first down.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight, doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. It's Shaq Thompson here with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So now here are the Chiefs as their offense makes their way back out onto the field. The clock cannot be stopped here. Defense can't do anything. So kneel it down, take it home.
No doubt about winning situations each and every week. Victory formation. Take a knee, and go on into the locker room and celebrate.
Call it a victory. And Ndamukong Suh makes the tackle.
And give him a lot of credit there, but even more credit to the guys up front. In that situation, you know it's going to be a stacked defensive front. And to be able to gain that much yardage, that's a big win for the guys on offense.
Yeah, they were just about standing on their own goal line, so to get a few yards there, a great start. Now we'll see what second down brings. Charles, this is not an easy place to win. They are known. Such a great crowd.
Larry Ridley welcoming you to Madden Ultimate Team. It's the NFL.
And they're definitely showing blitz here.
And the Seahawks add a couple of extra DBs going with the dime look here.
Indeed, 6 on the field. He's back to throw. He's got a man. It's Williams. Just a gain of a yard, but it's going to set him up with a 1st and goal. And the offense moving quickly to the line. He'll look to throw. To the sideline, and oh, a nice catch there. Made sure the feet were inbounds, and they were. They'll look to throw. This will be caught at about the 5. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and that'll make it 3rd and goal. Back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Desperation time for Smith on 4th down. And no, it's incomplete. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt, and it would appear that the Seahawks are going to win this football game.
Now, that's just simply good coaching and excellent technique on that play. You know why? Because everyone wants to rush the passer when they want to throw the football, but you're not always going to get there. So what are you taught to do? When the ball's finally thrown, get your hands up.
Now here's a defensive timeout called by the Chiefs. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. They'll hand off to Foster. And not much of it. And the Chiefs are going to signal for and be granted another timeout. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. Foster alone in the backfield. He'll get the football here. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. They come up in an offset eye. Throwing now is Wilson. And this is caught. Demaryius Thomas. And oh, at the end of it, he's stripped. Ball comes loose. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it.
I'm Larry Ridley in Orlando. This is the NFL.
They'll come out in the pistol. This is Ingram on 1st and 10. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Mark Ingram, a 9-yard touchdown run. And the Saints have moved out in front here in the fourth quarter.
And touchdown, and congratulations, and zero relaxation ahead of them, right? Way too much time on the clock for them to start celebrating.
Yeah, part one is done, but now on the sideline, you can already see them scrambling down there. They're getting those defensive guys ready.
Yes, you have to get those guys ready, and you also have to talk to your special teams guys. Make sure the kickoff is exactly what you want and cover it well.
Seattle now ready to march out of the field. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
Yeah, they practice this all the time.
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to let it fly. It's caught inside the 25.
Offside. Defense.
And after a nice gain, they don't need the penalty. They'll decline it, take the ball where the play resulted. On the run, it's Foster. A solid stiff arm. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the fourth.
Wow, wow. So many practices we watched over time where the offense works on scoring late in the game and finding a way to win, as we just saw there.
Just saw it right there. Now can they preserve that advantage that they just got? Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. On the return, here's C.J. Spiller. They juked him. Oh, nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. And now the Saints get set to trot out there. Critical condition here, obviously. Got to hope to get something quick right and then maybe take that shot deep.
And once they do take the big shot, you got to worry on defense. Of course, no one getting behind the defense and make it an easy throw. But nowadays, it's not just the ball being tipped in the air and people in the end zone in a cluster. It's that guy that's short of the end zone who comes up and ends up making the play because he goes unguarded. So there's a lot to think about if you're playing defense in this situation.
We'll see if they can cover all their bases. Back to throw. He's got time. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we
EA Sports coverage of the NFL is on the
And they'll start this drive with very good field position. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. Bortles going to give to Yeldon. And he will be stopped here for no gain, and then it's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. Nothing on that one. It'll be second down.
Well, he didn't make headway on that one, but he's had plenty of carries all night long. I just wonder if maybe he's a little bit tired from toting the rock that much.
On second down, here's Yeldon. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. They give them 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. So they're operating in the red zone.
And that run was what a lot of people call an explosive run. Gave them good yardage, solid yardage. They feel good about the whole thing, and they did it behind a 2 tight end set. It's always interesting to watch what offenses want to do with the 2 tight ends. Sometimes they line them up together for a power set. Sometimes they put one on each side of the line of scrimmage to balance things out. No matter what, though, when you see 2 tight ends on the field, your first thought is to think of run. In this case, the offense was able to run successfully.
And here's another tackle made at the line, so they're converging well on the football now. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. On third down, Yeldon. And he'll get this down. And now the Seahawks are going to call another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This for the lead in the final stages. And Myers able to knock it through. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. All right, so time to reset here. It's a huge kick there, gives them the lead, but they've got to be careful that their celebrations aren't a little too premature.
You're exactly right about that, because there still is time for the other guys to run a few plays and get into field goal position. So this defense is going to need to come up with one final stop if they're going to get out of here with a victory.
The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Wilson to throw. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and they're going to have a third down. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Now Wilson. And he's got Moncrief. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. He's back to throw. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now.
Whenever they're trying to attack a zone defense, you're trying to figure out where your gaps are going to be. And depending on what type of zone they're playing, it could be on the outside, it could be in the middle, it could be in the seams, in the edges. In this case, they tried to attack the middle of the field, but this zone defense didn't allow it because they were able to see the ball come.
And that's caught inside the 30. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It'll be their third and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. And now the Jags defense deciding to call a timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. 4 seconds to go. This would send us to overtime. And his kick is indeed good. And this game is tied again here in the third. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
Nothing between these two teams for 4 quarters. Here we go to begin overtime. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. And now out come the Jags. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
And it's been loud in here so far. Bortles to throw on second down. Looking again for Thomas, this time complete. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and that'll lead here to a third down.
Can you do any more work or make it more dramatic for not much gain than what we just saw there? Did you see how his toes got down? Tip-tap, got him down. But what did he get out of it?
He sold the sizzle. He just had no steak.
I mean, was it 1 yard?
Yeah, plays like that, you at least expect a first down. They're just 1 yard. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run.
No matter what defense is called versus a running play, linebackers are telling the defensive guys up front, you take care of the offensive line, keep us uncovered, let us run to the ball, we'll make big plays. Well, that paid off there. All the guys up front, the big fellas, they controlled the 5 offensive linemen. That allowed the linebackers to see the openings, sprint through the gap, and snuff that play out in a hurry.
Now Bortles. He's going to air one out. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down. So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. Second down and 10.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just out.
And now the Seahawks are going to call another timeout. They'll be down to just one remaining as we step aside here in overtime.
There we go. Blue 45. Blue 45.
They'll run the option left. And he is going to lose yardage here. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's third down. An 8-play drive to this point. So here's play number 9 on 3rd and 7.
There we go now. Blue 45. Blue 5.
Throwing his Bortles on third down. Surveying the field. And this is going to be incomplete. The tight end Julius Thomas, the intended target. And fourth down coming up. And Myers able to knock it through, and that will break our tie and give them a 3-point lead. All right, so they're able to put 3 on the board here on the opening drive of OT, and now it'll be up to their defense to try and see this one out.
So remember now, a field goal on this next drive would get us to sudden death. Any kind of turnover or turnover on downs would end the game, as would any touchdown. So this one's still very much up in the air.
And Seattle now ready to march out of the field. The field goal would push it to sudden death. We just saw the field goal on the other end, but I don't think they are thinking field goal. At least not to start this drive. They're not thinking field goal.
Not at all, because your point is well taken. Yeah, kick the field goal, you push it to sudden death, but you're also kicking off and giving the other team the ball with a chance to kick a field goal and beat you. Get the touchdown, finish the game off, that has to be the mindset.
They're going to hurry back to the line now. Now Wilson, flushed out right. It got his man, complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but able to take it inside the 40-yard line.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive the team towards a victory.
Give them 11 on the gain there, and it'll give the Seahawks a first down.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there, you know, kind of like put up in the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
13 yards there on the pickup, and that'll be good for a Seattle first down. And they're going to speed things up here. From the red zone now, here's Wilson on first down. Being chased out left. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. It'll be a gain of 9, and that'll make it second and short. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Now it's Wilson. And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT. A great game partner, a spectacular finish. They needed at least a field goal to keep the game alive. They do one better. They get it in the end zone and end it.
And I don't know about you, but I'm worn out. That type of
We are set, ready to rock for this Madden Ultimate Team matchup, and these guys on your screen ready to rock as well. Some of the stars of today's game, and speaking of the game, let's get right to it. Sturgis now to do the honors and get us started. And here we go. The Super Bowl of Madden Ultimate Team is underway. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. First carry for Thomas Rawls. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
That was a good run, and it got to the second level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle. And oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop. Well, after what we just saw, we know that with third down coming up, this is not a gimme for the offense. They've got to figure out what they want to do. Do they challenge their offensive line and try and run it? Or do they go ahead and concede that this is a tough defense and put it in the air?
On 3rd and 1, Wilson. It's caught. Nelson. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
And that's understanding where the markers are, because it's not just running to them. Because on the catch, you can actually be pushed back before the first down. It's getting past it and allowing that opportunity to drift back towards the first down line and still having picked it up. Really well run.
It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second. So the Lions go backwards there, and unfortunately that's something they saw a lot in 2015. They had the fewest rushing yards of any team in the NFL.
And it's one of those dubious titles that no one really wants to claim. Even teams who say, well, don't worry about running it because we throw it all the time. Being able to run it when you want to is a key to success in the NFL, and Detroit struggled doing that.
And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Detroit. Dez Bryant, 70 yards. And the Lions are going to take a first quarter lead. It's up, it's good, and the Lions lead 7-0. Now after the touchdown, it's Sturgis to send it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Now Cutler on first down. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete. He was trying to find Justin Forsett that time. And that'll bring up second down.
So many offenses want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a third down.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. They'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
Here's Cutler. Flush to his right. And that is incomplete. And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. They'll indeed go for it with Cutler. And this is incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Lions will get the football back in terrific field position. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
And he's going to be out of bounds down inside the 5 at the 4. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up first and goal. Shift together here from the D-line. They come out with one back and 3 tight ends. First and goal. Defense with their backs against the wall. And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. Thomas rolls. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Lions add on to their lead. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. Now after the touchdown, it's Sturgis to send it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. And Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
He was trying to hit Thomas that time, and it's 3rd down. And you really can't pin that one on the quarterback, Charles. The O-line, they've got to protect them.
And they know it. That's their meal ticket. They want to take care of the big guy behind them. In this case, they let him down.
17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a 1st down.
He went full scale, loose, flexible, finding a way to catch the ball in some traffic for a key 1st down.
Yeah, really a nice job of adjusting to the ball in the air. Not the most accurate of throws, but able to adjust and make the grab. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue. They'll throw on 1st down with Cutler. Try to drop one in, but it's incomplete. Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin hits the Seahawks with a football to begin quarter number 2. And they're on the move as they face a 2nd down here. The pitch comes to Forsett. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up. So 3rd and 7 and an extra defensive back on the field here.
Definitely want to play coverage here.
They go play action now. Cutler. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Putting pressure on the guy throwing the football is always good, but when you can couple that with contact on him that leads to an incompletion, as we just saw there, that's winning football.
So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7. Time running out here on the play clock. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. And it is incomplete. The Seahawks go for it but can't convert. And the Lions will take over. And Detroit getting set to go now. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good...
And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's 2nd down. And no press coverage here. They are backing off in the secondary. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
3rd and long. It's Wilson. And Graham's got it over the middle. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. So he makes the grab and the change move forward.
Nice job by the offensive line giving them time to complete that first down pass.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. Offense readies for a 2nd and 1.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. And the 2-minute warning lurking. This will probably be the last play before we hit it.
Yeah, they want to get themselves in position to score in this last shot before the clock hits.
Now Wilson. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Super Bowl 49 hero Malcolm Butler. And Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4, turned it over in their own territory, but the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the #1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach? That was planned going into it, not necessarily to not get the first down or to have the defense have to hold up.
But he trusted his defense.
Trusted his defense very much, and I think that that's how he's going to play this game. Go for it, be aggressive, because I've got the wild bunch backing me up over here on my own sideline.
Well, we'll see what his offense can do. And he will find his man for the first time, Demaryius Thomas. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. And quickly, they get to the line.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-armed guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
They'll send the tight end Bennett in motion. On 1st and 10, it's Cutler. And complete on the right side to Bennett. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. Simple slant route, and part of a really nice hard throw by the quarterback.
Nice timing between the quarterback and the receiver. They were perfectly in sync, and he put it right on him on the inside route.
He gets this one to Michael Crabtree. Give him 30 yards there. And now the offense operates in the red zone.
Now that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Vic Beasley able to collapse the pocket and drop him for a loss of a yard. Now Cutler to throw on 2nd down. Eluding the pressure right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And the Lions going with an extra DB here on 3rd down. Now Cutler on 3rd and long. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested, and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
And Sturgis able to knock it through, and they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So a field goal here. They're still down, but they put a dent into that lead before the break.
And that's got to feel good, because now they've seen that they can put some more points on the board, and that gives them a whole second half to get back to where they want to be, and that's in the lead.
And Detroit getting set to go now. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
It looked like they had something there, but I think that he was thinking about running with the football before he actually hauled it in, and that led to a big drop.
He's going to let this one go deep. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
Third down, here's Rawls. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. So we've reached halftime here in Detroit with the Lions out on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando where Larry Ridley has our EA Sports halftime report. Larry? This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting.
And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Ndamukong Suh. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. And the offense now will try to regroup after the sack on second down. Now Cutler on third and long. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Vic Beasley able to disrupt yet another pass play. His third sack of the afternoon. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Here we go on 4th down with Cutler. Going up top. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. Thank goodness. That means this next drive is going to begin 1st and goal already at the 5-yard line. They'll try to run with Rawls. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown,
you're 2.
You're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the second one.
On the ground, Rawls. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
And this is going to be incomplete. So here's the kicker, Caleb Sturgis, on to try the field goal. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And Sturgis able to knock it through. And they will stretch the lead now to 17-3. So put another 3 on the board. And all things considered, a good opening drive here to begin the 3rd quarter.
It sure was. I think as a head coach, you're happy to come out and put a little drive together, take the 3.
And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm.
Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point.
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
Dez Bryant, the intended receiver. And it'll bring up 3rd down. Defense has set themselves up nicely. 3rd and 10 now.
Help me out, partner. Was that incomplete?
That was on a deep ball to Dez.
And that's a surprise. The way he attacks the football in the air, it's always surprising to me when he doesn't complete a pass like that.
That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up 1st and goal.
Okay, when the big guy runs a corner route, you're asking a lot no matter who's covering him. Doesn't matter whether it's a linebacker or a defensive back. He usually has the advantage because of his body type.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Brandon Cooks from 10 yards out. And the Lions use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. After the touchdown, it's Sturgis to send it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give him a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Play action. Cutler. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's brought down. 15 yards there on the catch and run.
And when an offense is doing a nice job selling the play-action pass, a lot of responsibility shifts to the linebackers. They're the ones that have to determine run or pass and get to the proper places on the field.
Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas. That'll bring up 2nd down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. Brandon Cooks, the receiver he was going after. And now it's 3rd down. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. So here we go now. An extra defensive back in there on 3rd and 10. Now Cutler. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first. Back now at Ford Field. It's the Seahawks with possession of the football, but they do trail here to begin quarter number 4. Thomas, the lone receiver, left. Now Wilson on 1st down. And he fires one incomplete. Offense still needing 10 yards. 2nd down. Possible run anticipation. Here's the D-line sandwiches together. 2nd and 10. It's Wilson again. Escaping the pressure right. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. On 2nd down, Wilson. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Jimmy Graham, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd down. And the offense looking to pick up the 1st down after the 2nd down incompletion. They run with a power back. Rawls. And he's got the 1st down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
I always appreciate runners who understand situations. That was just 3rd and inches. No reason to dance around in the backfield and try and break off a bigger play. Just go pick up the 1st down, and that's exactly what he did.
And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays. And you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did.
Brandon Cooks, touchdown, Detroit. Brandon Cooks, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Lions are able to grow their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his second touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
Thomas, the lone receiver, left. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Flushed out right. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Vic Beasley. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. And now they're in the hurry-up. Now Wilson on 2nd down. He's going to go for a big play downfield. This is caught inside the 15. Time for a break. This one all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this. The offense operating inside the 10 at the 8 here. It's 1st and goal. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. Cutler will throw. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. We've got a 3rd and 11. On 3rd and goal, Cutler. Flush to his right. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Different pass rushes are designed for different things. Sometimes you want to keep the quarterback in the pocket. Sometimes you want him to flush. I don't know exactly how this one was designed, but they made sure they moved him to his right. He got out of the pocket. Unfortunately for him, he was hit as he tried to throw the ball, and that resulted in an incompletion.
Maybe one final chance here to make this a bit more respectable as he'll go for it on 4th and goal. Here we go. It's Wilson on 4th down. That's caught at the 1. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Dante Moncrief from 10 yards out. And the Seahawks are able to cut into that deficit. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. This will be caught at about the 3. And he'll get into the end zone as the 2-point conversion is successful. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the Lions are able to cover this one up. Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And Seattle now ready to march out of the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Now Wilson forced out to his left. Underneath, he hits for Forsett. And they'll get him down right at around the 11-yard line. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
And that's why you do all the drills that you do from the quarterback position, because you're not going to just throw to your strength. The right-handed quarterback naturally will want to move to the right side to throw the football. But sometimes you've got to go left, and that's exactly what happened on that play. Forced to his left, still able to accurately throw it downfield for a completion.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. It finds Crabtree for the completion. Give him 18 yards on that one. And on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks. And the offense moving quickly to the line. On 1st down, Wilson. He's going to let it fly. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. Now the Lions offense, they get ready to head back out there. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand.
And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. Oh, Wilson going to throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I know that interception was dropped, and it would have been their 3rd of the game, and I will guarantee you, in the huddle, on the bench, all the defensive guys have been talking about is, we've got this guy right where we want him. Who's going to get the next one? It almost becomes a challenge, and they missed a golden opportunity.
Wilson to give to Rolls. Huge loss on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down.
Well, we all know that the instinct is to fight for every possible yard and try and pick something up. But every now and then, you've got to know when to turn off your instinct. Okay, in this situation, find a way to go down and save some yardage. I mean, quarterbacks do it all the time, right? Play up, we don't have it, just take the sack, fight for another down. In this case, though, he kept trying to make something happen, and that loss of yardage, it changes field position, changes everything you're trying to do on offense. Really puts them in a bad spot.
And, Charles, you know what coaches always tell us.